Good morning. This is Robin. I want to welcome all of my new friends that's started. I got a couple new subscribers. Welcome. And I want to welcome all of my friends that's been with me from the beginning. And hence the shirt again. I think this is my favorite shirt because it seems like every video I make I'm wearing this stupid blouse. I promise I do have other clothes. Once I get rid of this piece of crap, then I can actually start wearing my pullover blouses that I love, and I cannot stand these button down the front tops. Anyway, just saying about my blouses. A friend of mine asked me to do a Keeping It Real series on extended family. Meaning well, I'll just spit it out here sometime or another. I'm already just over a minute of saying nothingness. Extended family, stepson, stepdaughter, that sort of thing. That's a very touchy subject with some people. My previous marriage, I was married for 13 years, and he had a son. And when I met my ex-husband, his son was, I'm thinking, about 8 years old. So we were together for quite some time. Plus, we were together a while before our marriage. So anyway, it was touch and go a lot with my stepson. It was a new woman coming into his life. I tried to tell him I was not taking over his mother's place. I wasn't his mom. But I wanted to let him know that I was there for him, that I loved him, just like I loved my 3 children. I loved his father. I wanted us to be a family. So, there was times where you're not my mom, don't tell me what to do. I don't have to listen to you attitude. But that is to be expected. And you can't be mad at the child because he wasn't asked to be brought into this situation. So, you kind of just got to have extra patience and extra time to put in with the child or children. Plus, my kids were teenagers, so they understood a little bit better that I wasn't ignoring them, or I wasn't, I was trying to take my time and attention from them. I was trying to share it. But I'm sure when you marry into an already made family that has more than one child, plus you have little ones of your own, it's hard. It's hard. And I've seen that with a family member marrying into a marriage where she already had children, and then they had one of their own. It makes it hard. It really does. I don't care who you are, your child eventually is going to end up either feeling neglected, or they're going to end up being the one that gets the most attention, and then the stepchildren's going to feel neglected. So you're not going to win. That's the sad part. Unless you have a very understanding child. When they get a little older, it becomes easier. Depends on the age they are when you end up into the relationship. But, I stuck it out with my husband and my stepson, and he grew up, he graduated, he's married, he got 2 children of his own. Now that his father and I are no longer together, it did put a strain on our relationship. Now, my youngest son and him are like brothers. I mean, they're always at each other's house. They, have picnics together. They go to the movies together. They go out to eat together. And I love that. I am so glad that my stepson has that connection. And I mean, if we see each other, we speak, and I tell him I love him, and I'll hug him. And, The grandchildren, his two grandchildren, still call me grandma, but it's just different between us, and we can feel that strangeness since I got remarried, because him and his father and I got divorced. So there's a lot of different scenarios. So it really depends on what scenario you're in. I can only tell you what I experienced. So there is a lot of heartache and a lot of hardships, but there's also a lot of positive and happiness. And whenever my kids were little, I started a thing to where at Christmas time, I would print out pages to color for Christmas. And we would all sit around the table and we would color several different days, not just one. This was a project we did together. And then we would cut out the picture as close to as the picture as we can. And then I would tape them on my kitchen cupboards. And we did that for years. And when I met my ex-husband and my stepson, I started that with him. And I'll never forget when he turned, I think it was 12 or 13, he said to me, "Robin, I'm too old to color. I don't want to do that no more." But then a couple days later, he said, "Are we still going to have those pictures up on the cupboards?" And I said, "What, just with me coloring them, or are you going to help me color?" So for a little while longer he did, but then he kind of got away from that. He was a teenager. He didn't want to do that kind of stuff anymore. But that was something that hopefully he will remember, that him and I did together one-on-one. And it was simple, but it was still sharing a part of yourself with them and a little bit of a tradition. So, if you find yourself in a situation to where no matter what you do, you can't win, just try taking a step back and thinking of how they feel. Their mom and dad were together. They're not together anymore. This new woman or man comes into the relationship, and, they don't know how to act and you don't know how to act. So you just have to kind of find an even ground and be very patient and try to be loving, because they too lost a parent. Even though the parent may still be in the picture, there was a reason why their mom and dad isn't together no more. So whatever the reason, it's not the kid's fault. And you always got to remember that. And sometimes we have a tendency to forget that. And then on the other part, where they go visit the other parent and then they come back, that makes it difficult, because the parent may not have the same rules as you have in your home. So then if they're too young, you have to try to get them to understand, well, your mom's different than your dad or us, and what you're allowed to do there, you may not be allowed to do here, but that's her rules and these are our rules. And, whether you like them or not, there's rules wherever you go. And it depends on the parent themselves, how lenient they are or how strict they are. But I just wanted to touch base with that. And just, again, you have to be patient. You have to be loving. No matter how upset or angry you get at the children or the other parent, if the two parents aren't talking and they're not communicating, that makes it hard too, And then you got these parents, well, what happened over there? What did your dad say about me? And then they go to the mom, well, what did they say about me? You can't do that. You can't question them. When they're at that parent's house, they're there. Whatever happens over there, now unless there's some sort of abuse or, something going on, then you have every right to speak up and step in, because that is your child. But you have to learn to differ. You can't, other than explaining to them that this is our home, that's their home, that's their rules, this is our rules. Whether they like it or not, there's rules. And you have to do the best that you can to explain to them that no matter how mad you get, no matter how you disagree, this is the way it's got to be. And just show them that, they're loved, they're cared for, they're worth everything. as just as your own children are. You know, if you buy one, you buy them all. If one gets punished and they all were doing it, then they all get punished. But it's a hard situation, and I hope I touched different aspects of this, and I hope I made sense. But all in all, again, if you're having problems and you can't figure them out, ask the good Lord above, because I believe in prayer. I mean, with everything that's been going on with both of my brothers and me and my mom and everything, God has brought us through. He will continue to bring you through. You just have to pray and believe. And I mean believe with all your heart. And don't forget, don't only pray to God when things are bad. You have to thank Him for waking you up. You have to thank Him for your family. You have to thank Him for everything that He's done for you in your life. And remember, when you pray and ask God for something, it may not be something that He thinks is best for you. So if you don't get it, you just have to try to be understanding and pray and hope and know that God may have something better for you down the road and not what you're asking for, because it may not be good for you, no matter how bad you want it. So I kind of veered off the subject again, but I do that all the time. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this Keeping It Real series to you about that subject. And it's a very touchy subject. And again, these are my opinions. These are my views. I'm not pushing anything on anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings. That is the furthest thing from my mind. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. And if you would, comment, like, share, subscribe. I think I'm up to 88 or 89, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. It's all I can say. And I love each and every one of you. Again, there's sometimes I've been trying to leave comments back, but YouTube will not cooperate. It keeps saying error 400 or error 412 or something, so I don't know what's going on. So if I haven't got back to you, please give me time. I will respond, and I try to check the different videos each day. So I'm going to let you go, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm sending good wishes your way till we talk again. Take care. Bye.